Hello, my name is Clement Weinberger and I'm a consultant working with Inago, and today I'm going to talk about writing a protocol for each of your studies and why it's a good idea to do so. So if you conduct scientific or medical research or perform clinical trials, then having a written protocol for each of the investigations that you plan to perform is important. Protocol increases the chances of successfully performing and completing a study, analyzing and interpreting the results, writing a publication manuscript, and publishing your research. It makes all of that easier. The protocol describes every step of the study. It describes the background, rationale, objectives, design, methods, statistical considerations, and the organization of your clinical or research project. You can also include estimates of the time needed for each step of the study, the need and reasons for writing protocols, and some templates for writing them are available online, as you can see here. Your institution may already have a study protocol template that you can use. And most templates and descriptions are designed for prospective or retrospective studies involving humans, but are easily adapted to experimental studies in animals or to research studies. Well, every study starts with a good idea, and the study protocol has a title and presentation section that describes the idea, a brief description of what's to be done, and the names of the principal investigator. The future corresponding author, his co-investigators or her co-investigators who are future co-authors, and where the study will actually be performed. The introduction to the protocol presents what's already known about the research area, the thing that gave you the idea to do the study in the first place. It's otherwise known as the rationale. And the introduction is where you define the problem you want to solve, the research question or questions you want to answer, and you tell the primary and maybe one or two secondary objectives. When the study is completed, the introduction will be revised to become the introduction of your publication manuscript. The methods described in the protocol generally include a description of the study design, the investigational plan, the study subjects, population, or items like cell lines or microbes, with inclusion or exclusion criteria if applicable. The study procedures and group assignments, the randomization methods if applicable, are also included here, as is a description of the data elements that will be collected and analyzed. It makes it easier to write your manuscript for publication later on. The statistical plan is a very important part of the protocol. It includes the study endpoints, the methods used to compare the endpoints observed in each study group, and if two or more study groups or treatments are compared, then the number of patients or data points in each study group should be the way you've calculated that number should be there. And it's the number that you need to show that each study group mean has an 80% chance of ending up with a p-value of less than 5% in a statistical test. That's usually included there. And some statistical packages can help calculate this for you. It's important to determine how many examples or data points or animals or people you're going to need to include and evaluate in your study for the results really to be significant. The protocol also includes a section on administration that tells how data will be collected and managed. Studies including humans and animals, it's a good idea to include the application for ethical approval and the informed consent form, if applicable. Consider choosing and adding a target journal and an estimated timeline for presentation and publication of the original research. And the timeline begins when the study is completed and the data is analyzed. The last section is a list of references that were used when you wrote the study protocol. It might be useful for interpreting and discussing the anticipated results. Well, there you have it. A study protocol briefly explains the scientific basis for the research, then it names the investigators, gives the study objectives, the human or animal population or basic research systems to be studied, the procedures to be followed, the evaluations to be performed, the plan for analysis, the administrative aspects such as timing, and it includes a presentation and publication plan. It's basically your study in a nutshell, and it's just very useful to have. It ensures success in that particular step or that particular study. So please consider this and discuss it with your co-investigators. So good luck, good investigation, and until next time.